Hey everybody, Ben from Decent Pop Products here. Today we are talking about everybody's least favorite subject from ordering online, and that is returns and exchanges. I want to preface everything we have here with, if you ever have any questions about any products, how to use them, returns, anything like that, please give us a call. We have technicians on the phone 12 hours a day. That's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. We are more than happy to answer any questions you have before you make the order, during the order, or even after the order to try and prevent any sort of return or exchange issues. So let's get into what qualifies as an exchange. Now for any exchange, return, or in-store credit, it all starts with an RMA number. RMA stands for Return Merchandise Authorization. No matter what, if the product is leaving your hands and coming back to us, it has to have an RMA. So let's go through the steps of how to get your RMA. For starters, we got to make sure that your RMA request happens within 30 days of you receiving the new product. If it's anything past there, it gets a little hard to return an item, so we got to make sure you're within that 30-day window. It needs to be brand new, unused, unopened, seals not broken, in original packaging. It basically needs to look good enough for me to put it back on the shelf and sell it. It also can't be attempted to be installed. If you tried to install it, didn't fit, wasn't exactly what you thought, it's still going to be marked up a little bit and probably isn't going to be good enough to sell brand new. It needs to be in its original packaging. Now, if you're sending a box back, instead of sending just the box, like something like this right here, you need to actually put that inside of another box. We need to make sure that the packaging stays protected. It also needs to contain all of the original contents, manuals, cables, bits and pieces, nuts and bolts, bags, everything like that. And it also has to have an RMA number. If you send it back blind, you may not get your credit and we may not even know what package it is. So you have to make sure you have your RMA number. Items that are not eligible for return are any sort of custom items. Custom tuning like EFI Live or EasyLink, DP tuners for your 7.3 guys, or any kind of, say, custom colored brake lines. Anything like that had to be made special for your order are not eligible for any sort of returns or exchanges. As far as tuners or electronics go, once they have been installed on the vehicle or attempted to be run, can't take them back. Once they've been opened, can't take them back. So if you have questions on any sort of electronic devices or tuners, make sure you give us a call and get in the right one to begin with. Now, all the criteria I just listed, sometimes there are exceptions. In rare occasions, there are exceptions to the rules I stated. It is a case-by-case basis, and a lot of these rules do still apply. But if you feel like you may be one of those exceptions, please give us a call or fill out an RMA immediately, and we can get you handled. Let's talk about how to get your RMA or your Return Merchandise Authorization number. First thing you do is either give us a call or scroll to the bottom of any Decent Power Products page, and under the Store Policies and Info, you'll see a Returns tab. Click on that and fill out your information from your receipt. Please be as detailed as possible. Once that is filled out and you click Submit, usually within about 1 to 2 business days, you'll receive an email from our Returns Department with information about how and where to send your item back. If at any point in there you have any questions about what details to put in there, if you're not sure about something, give us a call. We can usually help you out over the phone and answer any questions, or we can actually fill it out for you over the phone. That way, make sure we get all the information correct. Now, as far as the RMA number being generated, the reason it takes 1 to 2 business days is a lot of times we have to get authorization from another warehouse to make sure that we can send it back. So usually 1 to 2 business days is the window that we can get in. Sometimes it does take a little bit longer, but we always get the information to you as fast as possible. What to do once you've received your RMA information. Now that you've received an email from our returns department, it'll have an address and an RMA number in there. Make note of the RMA number because that is going to be basically your Return Merchandise Authorization number, which will allow us to track what's going on with the return. There's also going to be a shipping address on there. The shipping address may not be the same address that your box came from, so make sure that you're following the address in the email, not necessarily on the box. Once you have received your RMA email, that starts your 30-day timer. You have 30 days to send that box back, or else you need to restart your RMA process. Once you do send the box out, one of the best things you can do to make sure that your refund or exchange gets processed as fast as possible is going to be to send your tracking information to our returns department. That way they can track it as well, and we can get you either exchanged or refunded as soon as possible. After you've received your email with your RMA number and the correct shipping address, you're going to be shipping your item back to try and get your in-store credit or refund. One thing we want to make sure that everyone is aware of is the customer is 100% responsible for the cost of shipping the item back. Also, if you did not pay for shipping ahead of time or pay for shipping on the original order, like you did our free economy ground option, that will be deducted from your refund as well. So make sure that you are insuring your package so that if it does get damaged on its way here, that's taken care of, because that actually will be between you and your shipping service as well. As far as the item coming back, hopefully you have sent your tracking number to our returns department so they can track it for you as well. Once it's received, from the date that the tracking shows it's received, it's typically about 2 weeks to get the funds back in your account. Once those funds are back in your account, by way of either a credit back on the card or PayPal account being used, or a gift card for exchanges, the funds are ready to go at your leisure. In order to help us expedite this process, we do recommend that you send us your tracking number. Just go ahead and email it to our returns department. That way they can track it as well and make sure that the refund or exchange gets processed as fast as possible. Once we show the item has arrived, it's typically about 2 weeks to get the credit back in your account, whether it's your credit card or if you used PayPal. If you're doing an exchange or in-store credit, we actually handle those very similarly. If we're exchanging for a part, once the item is received back, what we do is we issue a gift card code that can be used at your leisure, on the phone, online, for your replacement part, whatever works best for you. In-store credit runs just about the same thing as well. If you're doing in-store credit, we'll issue you a gift card, and that code can be used with us on the phone or online, whatever works best. Restock fees. Every returned item is subject to a 5 to 30% restock fee. We do our best to try and keep these as low as possible. However, with some manufacturers and warehouses, our hands are tied. Now, if you do want to get away from restock fees, you can elect to go with in-store credit, in which case, I'd say about 99% of the time, we can actually waive the restock fees. What can cause a restock fee? Any item coming back that may need to be reboxed, if it's potentially shipped to the wrong address, or you just don't put the RMA number on there at all. Anything like that can cause a restock fee on your refund. Now, we get it here at Decent Power Products. Returns are they're nobody's favorite thing. So we try and, if you follow these steps, we try and make sure that things are handled as efficiently and fast as possible. We have these steps in there for a reason, so just make sure you follow them as best you can, and we can actually get you taken care of very quickly. If you have any questions, I want to make sure that we reiterate this several times. If you have questions, please call us. We have tons of sales techs here available to help you. Our customer service department will really bend over backwards to make sure they can do everything for you. If you have questions, they can always answer them, and a lot of times, a little bit of questions ahead of time can save a lot of headache in the end. So feel free to give us a call, or you can even shoot us an email, and we can potentially avoid a bad situation from the get-go. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions on your pickup or want to get anything running better than it is now, feel free to give us a call, 888-993-4373, or click online, dieselpowerproducts.com. Thanks.